So today I will talk about different lokas, so 14 different lokas that is there. So I will not cover the origin of the universe with respect to Vedic Hinduism, Sanatan Hinduism, or seven oceans from which the universe churns, and Pralaya or Mahapralaya, how life and birth cycles of Virata Purusha goes on. However, the body of the Virata Purusha, the structure that is smallest of the universe to the largest of the universe, and that body structure I will describe today. And only I will talk about 14 lokas, because there are several misconceptions about 14 lokas, and whole Vedic astronomy has been ruined by several YouTubers, I would say, and then the scholars, and they have gone all out to convert it into a spiritual and all other kind of things. But in reality, that is absolutely untrue. So when I will speak today in series of course, videos, you will understand that there's a huge difference. For an example, many of the scholars are saying that Vedic cosmology talked about multiverses. Some people say many worlds. Some people say parallel universe. Hinduism talks about it. All these are utter nonsense, because these people are not physicists and they have absolutely no idea that multiverse, many world, parallel universes are all three different concepts in modern astrophysics. And Vedic astronomy is fundamentally very different from all these three concepts, and it is original and has not been implemented by any theory in the existing cosmological adventure that we have seen in the West. For an example, multiverse always means that there are different universes, but they have different physical laws and their constants and the rules by which evolution happens, and physics is very different. So I want to go multiverses. I absolutely cannot go, because the physical reality could be fundamentally very, very different. Whereas mini world is actually from one chain of events, many branches occurs, and these different worlds are different possibilities. And when you observe, one of them is visible to you. So you see that many world is in no way related to multiverse. And when you go to parallel universes, there is no connection between these universes. However, I can coexist in all the universes, right? So there could be millions of Anirban at different universes. So, and they will be doing completely different things, and I will not be aware about it. I will not be able to change them, and I will not be able to do anything. So, multiverse, where physical constant is different, I cannot go. My existence cannot be there in other universes. Whereas in parallel universe, that could be. So none of these concepts are in the concept of Loka. So Loka, of course, means universes. However, there is a big difference, because Hinduism is based on the concept called Jat Pindate Tat Brahmande. Jat Brahmande Tat Pindate. So that means if you take a point, you go inside and inside and inside, then you find a multitude of universes. And if you go above and above and above to the extreme point, you encounter many universes. And in the last universe, the final point where you go, that will be a point. So that's why Jatapindate, where there is a point, there is an universe, and where there is universe, there is a point. So it is within and above. That means if I make a journey within to the smallest, and I go up to the largest, I will always encounter the different lokas. So that's why those who are trying to say that, okay, in Vedas, we also talked about multiverse, many worlds, and parallel universes. They have no basic knowledge about elementary physics. Now, let's get back to the concept of lokas. Is the architecture of Loka? There are 14 lokas, 14 universes. However, you will find that some of the scholars, what they are doing is they take the smallest loka, or the absolutely absolute bottom, or the smallest loka, to the largest loka, as if it is growing homogeneously. One after another, I will go and I will reach the highest. And if I go down, 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 inside and inside and inside, then I will reach the smallest. It is never the case. There are many aspects of this organization of this 14 lokas, and that we have to understand. So today, I will cover a very little part of it, because it's such a vast explanation and vast knowledge, and it is not possible to cover every part of it, but I will give you a tiny bit of idea. First thing is that the it's almost like Aroha and Abaraha of Indian raga. So Indian raga, sa re ga ma pa da ni sa, sa ni da pa ma ga re sa. So what you do is 7 and 7, these are 14. So this 14 loka also corresponds to Aroha and Avaroha, a cycle where you have 14 notes and you change a little bit of them to generate a particular perception in the mind of the listener. So, of course, the song is very, very fundamental part of Hinduism, and a very integral part. It's almost just like a worship, a form of worship. Like yoga is a form of worship, music is a form of worship, dance is a form of worship. So something like this. So imagine these 14 lokas are within and above, of course, but they are in a loop. So when you go to the absolutely bottommost, then it is just inverse of the extreme outside. So that's why the concept of raga came, and the classical music was born. Now let's talk about uh, about a architecture of this lokas. I mean, is it something like just cycle? No, there is another aspect of it. So in the circle, there could be two different parts. In one part, you can say urdhaloka, madhyaloka, or yohaloka, and adhaloka. So that means urdha means above, uh, iha means where I am going to sense, or I can sense with my sensory systems. Adha means beyond my sensation or observation. So based on my accessibility, I can have three categories of these 14 universes, 14 lokas. At the same time, I could have another type of classification, depend on the Sarga, Narak, and Patal. So that is, Swarga means just not just above. Swarga means, in this case, functionalities. So functionality based, Narak doesn't mean bad things, as you are told, and Patal also does not mean absolutely bad thing. Within a moment, in a few minutes, you will be able to learn what do they mean and what do they signify. So basically, depending on the functionalities, where sattva, raja, and tama means bonding, love, affection, where two different particles bind together. Raja guna, that means transformation, that is, a square becomes a triangle, triangle becomes a pentagon. So geometric shape transformation. And sattva guna, it means you have series of geometric shapes which are changing a little bit up to infinity. So you make a journey to the infinity and then come back bringing a feedback, and that is called sattva guna. So these three gunas together, it's almost like on a circle. There are sattva, raja, and tama. They oscillate and vibrate continuously to operate the universe. So I will create a separate episode on sattva, raja, tama, guna, and how those elements actually creates the whole universe. But while I'm describing the classifications of lokas, I have to remember the functionality based and accessibility based. These are two different classifications. So we have one big circle, and here is three: urdhva, madhya, adha, and swarga, naraka, patal. Okay, so we have like celestial classes of lokas. Then we will call it dhruva lokas, and then we will find that in higher level dynamics of is played, and then we say mahaloka. So like brahmaloka. So even though there are 14 lokas and they have specific names and then the categories, still there are many different kind of names which you can put. And so as you know that in Hinduism and in the Western astrophysics, you have space, three dimensions of space and one dimension of time. And but in Hinduism, we do not consider time as linear like the West, and we have time like cycle. We call it kala chakra. So it's just like you take a ball, small ball, and to the equator you can move and all cycle, and the different parts on this Euclidean surface you can draw a circle. So that is like making a clock and an object, and then you can assemble different sizes of clocks together and create the kala chakra. That is the architecture of time. Just like you put different materials to composite materials is in which we make house and buildings. Similarly, universe, what it uses clocks of different sizes, and then they build the whole thing. So to define uh, different gods, we use different kala chakra geometries. So for Saraswati, for Brahma, for Vishnu, for all of the gods, if you want to create a god in Hinduism, you can create a god. However, there are strict conditions. You have to create a kala chakra, that in the universal structure of architecture of time, or Kala or Kali. Kala's wife is Kali. So we worship Kali because architecture of time, or this three-dimensional architecture of balls of different sizes, each one represents time, and that is kind of the foundation of this loka also. How is it? So when you go to the smallest loka and grow and go above, then at the smallest place, the time runs very fast, very, 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 very fast. And at the extreme end, time is very, 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 very slow. Now you understand why the smallest loka and the largest loka are basically inverse to each other. And like a thread, you can complete it, all the 14 together, and create the raga or the music. So uh, so so it's just so there is a architecture of time, and another problem is there to understand this different architecture of loka, because lokas are not made matter or object or something. It's like different architecture of clocks, right? Because that is what we do. So this is a spatio-temporal dynamics, of course. However, in the spatio-temporal dynamics, three dimensions of space is there, because in different space you are putting different sizes of clocks, and at the same time you have you are taking time multiple dimensions, because when you run in a loop, it is one dimension. Then you have different planes, and then you have 3D architectures where you go through. However, in each loka you can create this kala chakra architectures. Okay, and and the biggest problem in the understanding the concept of Loka is that there are many different time region in the universe, and that's why we call it muhurat. There are in Hinduism we say subha muhurat, that means good time, bad time, average time, and accordingly we work. Actually, that is based on kala chakra, the architecture of time. So this muhurat, if you see, it is not linear. The scale is not linear. So it is not that Indians didn't know how to divide by 2, how to divide by 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They created the number. Then why this time is very, very nonlinear? Just like imagine Brahma's one day, that is the external Loka, the biggest, the largest Loka, or the topmost Loka, that we say Satya Loka. And if you go there, and then it is the largest one. Then one day for Brahma is 10 to the power 22 years. I mean, we know 10 to the power 16 years for the age of this universe. So we have to go long above scale, above, and many lokas above we have to discover or invent to find out one day of Brahma, how that universe looks like. So that is say this universe cycle, or the life cycle of Virata Purusha, is Kalpa. Then we have Manvantar, then we have Mahayuga, then we have Yuga, we have years, we have days, we have Prahar, and we have Nimesha, we have Shana. So many different kind of units are there. And one day I will talk about it. However, you can never understand fully the architecture of Loka unless and until time architecture is clear. I understand that. However, in today, I will not talk about absolutely about those architects, but I'm giving you different flavors that you need to know even before you start understanding Loka. So now I will make a journey from the smallest to the largest Loka and talk some particular properties of this Loka. Okay, so when you are smallest, then it is like helical pathways, and many types of helices, many some type of, say, logarithmic spirals, or those kind of geometries dominate in the Patala Loka. That's why you will find that they represent Patala Loka with different kind of snakes. So all kind of snakes are Bartula Patha, we talk about it. So these are like different kind of helices, or they create 12 different regions. So that is a fundamental unit of Patala Loka. And in the Patala Loka, time is extremely fast. However, you can't measure, you can't see anything. It's just like empty. It's just like empty universe, almost like quantum vacuum that we know in modern science. So you can think of quantum vacuum fluctuation, but the snakes move all around. Okay, but you can't see any of them. So to see, you have to go one loka above. So that is called rasa loka. Rasa means juice. So for the first time, you see that liquid, or kind of cloud-like environment that comes here. And first time you see encounter when you come from spiral pathways, it's not lifelike, it's nothing. First time you see duality. So duality is situ symmetry. Situ symmetry means I, everyone, sat, asat, truth, form. So good, bad. So this kind of duality and a contradiction is first born. So basically, you can say the Patala Loka is the complete universe. It is everything, and from which you create an identity, I, and then the duality starts. That who am I? So the Rasa Loka is where there is an identity crisis, and consciousness has not yet come. So this fighting goes on in the Rasa Loka. Then we come Mahatala Loka. So what happens is you will find another big complex situation, a complex situation that you encounter in understanding the concept of Loka is that they keep coming back. That means you are talking about, say, Patala Loka, and you will come to Mahatala Loka, that is level 3. However, you find that those helices and those snakes, they come back. They self-assemble into C7 symmetry. So seven-dimensional symmetry, they arrange, and they play out the dynamics. And then the dynamics is almost similar. Like sensory system is not there. So see, sensory system will come much later to Atala Loka. And Atala Loka is like the seventh. That means in the Patala Loka classes, in every enter beneath. So I said 7 Aroha. So this is Aroha class. So in Aroha class, the seventh one is Atala Loka, when the sensor will be born. So you see that how these lokas were created in the universe, and it has everything to do with the physical reality or physical realm of the universe. It has nothing to do with the spiritualism. You see, if you just check any videos who create on Loka, you will find that they tell the world spiritualism in consciousness thousands and thousands of times, and they have corrupted the video. And if you just run an AI program, and you will see that that is flooding, and they say nothing substantial. The reason is that they don't know. And a Mahatala Loka, you start integrating the fibrous or the helices and together, and you create some composite dynamics. So that is the Mahatala Loka. And then you come Talatala Loka. So what is Talatala Loka? So this is the first time they undergoes geometric shape changes and morphogenesis, just like teardrop to ellipsoid. Teardrop looks like our sperm, and ellipsoid looks like egg. The sperm egg come together, life is formed. And then when a protein forms, the dynamics is almost like teardrop to ellipsoid. If you take my brain and the spinal cord together, it looks like a Bhima's Gada, the Gada, and then we call it Bajra. So Gada, another name of Gada is Bajra. Bajra means thunder. So that from thunder to sphere, that is completeness. So thunder and completeness come together for the creation. So these kind of beautiful concepts of morphogenesis, many types of morphogenesis. You see tilak in the Hinduism, and there are many symbolism associated. And then everywhere, even in the language, when we write different Sanskrit letters, these kind of concepts of morphogenesis has been applied. So this is kind of geometric transformations on morphogenesis class, where you will find Talatala Loka. And then you go to Sutala Loka. Sutala Loka is first time Rajaguna is born. But see, in the creation of the universe, you have all heard about it, that in the creation of the universe, Rajaguna it survives during Pralaya or Mahapralaya, when universe is kind of in total disarray. So this Rajaguna, or this particular class, this transformation, is first time observed in Sutala Loka, that is the fifth Loka. And then you see that the properties change and properties start forming. So for the first time, the morphogenesis, which were pure, like teardrop to ellipsoid transformation in a cyclic shape and all these kind of things, they undergo. Means imagine the symbol of Om. So that is from one point, a clockwise motion, anti-clockwise motion, and the superposition of clockwise and anti-clockwise motion is there. So that's why you get anti-clockwise, clockwise, and then you get superposition of clockwise and anti-clockwise. Then you get Om. So this kind of geometric transformations, all these kind of things start happening at the fifth Sutala Loka. And then you come to Vitala Loka. Vitala Loka is, of course, considered as destruction. You always thought that first the Brahma will come and Brahma will create the universe. No, Shiva doesn't reside in the Brahma Loka. No, that will be in the much higher Loka, that is Satya Loka, where we will reach at the 14th level. But when you come to the 6th level, there is sixth universe, the destruction starts. So before the creation, or creation destruction is a cycle, of course, I understand. But if you start from the elementary first Loka, first you see destruction. The destruction of what? Geometric shapes. And that gives birth to the matter of some substance. So substance is born at the 6th Loka. So, so you can make a journey, just like grand unification theory or the standard model that we have, and you can start. Okay, Higgs field is over there at the Rasa Loka. Rasa Loka is almost a second layer, is almost like the Higgs field, and you can say that in Vitala Loka, first time mass is born. That's like Goldstone's cap, and then you can rotate all around so that you have massless particles, and then Higgs field is attracting to the top, just like Shiva Linga, and from the yoni of yoni, the linga comes out. So it's almost like you rotate all around the linga, then there is massless, and then the linga goes up, that is the Higgs field, and the generation of mass. So they didn't say Goldstone boson, the Hindu monks, but they definitely said that at the 6th level, destruction of morphogenesis or geometric shapes stops. So it's fundamentally different from the standard model or the grand unification theory that is there in current modern quantum field theory. So it is different. So it is saying morphogenesis or geometric shape transformations, which is there in the 5th layer where Rajaguna is born. After that, this starts, and this is the first time evolution also starts. So at the time when you start this Sattva Guna, that is many morphogenesis or transformations are happening, destruction happening, and then you go with the geometric shape transformations for many layers, and then you can find Sattva Guna is born, and then because of this, you can say first time we see the signature of Purusha and Prakriti. There's two dual concepts. Purusha is non-physical reality. A non-physical reality means in the Western science, there is a 3 dimensions of space, or we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, many dimensions of space. Say 3 dimensions of space are minimum you need. And then say we have 3 dimensions of time. We consider the Kala Chakra, and then we make it 3 dimensions of time. The 6 dimensions of space-time universe that we have is basically the physical reality that we have. And beyond that, we have 3 dimensions of morphogenesis and 3 dimensions of, say, primes or other numbers from the Samkhya Darshan. So basically, Sankhya Darshan, we keep the 3 dimensions in the top. So together, Sankhya Darshan and morphogenesis, because we have to keep the Tala Loka, the morphogenesis of Tala Loka, that is the 4th Loka, and the Sankhya of the 6th Loka together. So then we get non-physical reality of the whole universe. So then we go to Atala Loka, and this Atala Loka is again morphogenesis comes back. So that's why I say that understanding the concept of Loka is very difficult. You are in Patala Loka, you had this helices and then all the snake-like dynamics. You come to the 3rd Loka, again you encounter the self-assembled of the snakes and together and create a higher level dynamics. Again, you had morphogenesis in 4th layer. You get back to morphogenesis and the higher level of morphogenesis in Atala Loka, that is the seventh Loka. And here is actually, you see that when, see, Rajaguna was born in Sutala Loka. Then in Vitala Loka, the Sattva Guna was born. And then comes in the seventh layer, the different form of morphogenesis. And in this morphogenesis, because Purusha is already born, so all the mathematical numbers which creates this universe according to Samkhya, and their patterns which was creating the platform is there. So when those patterns of numbers come according to Samkhya Darshan, then in the seventh universe or seventh Loka, you find that Tamaguna is born, that is bonding, love, affection, whatever you say. So that comes in, and then we make complete the journey of Aroha, because now you have everything to create the universe, to create whatever you want. You have to go to Atala Loka. So after Atala Loka, that's why Bhu Loka. So Bhu doesn't means just this planet Earth. Okay, Bhu means it could be anywhere in the universe, wherever Sattva, Raja, Tama, Guna, the Sattva, Raja, and Tama. These are the three qualities: bonding, transformation, and sending information to infinity and feedback from infinity. So this triangular oscillations, this Sattva, Raja, Tama, Guna, this triplet is born in the Bhuloka, and then the evolution begins in a supreme way, because all the qualities are born. And one day I will dedicate one episode on this, on how different 23 elements are created from Sattva, Raja, Tamas combination. So always remember that in case of Western quantum field theory or grand unification theory, they always talk about the smallest particle that I have, smallest particle that I have, smallest particle that I have. But in Hindu cosmology or Vedic cosmology, it is a property. It's a morphogenesis, geometric shapes, many various kind of geometric shapes come together, and slowly they attain bonding property, transformation property, and looking at entire thing and taking feedback. So they see here is another fundamental difference from the Western science. What is that? That in the Western world, in the concept, they have everything linear, right? And just like Turing machine, what Turing machine says, you have entire information of the whole universe you can write on a tape. However, in the Vedic system, you see whole universe at a time. You have to see it, and then you bring the feedback from infinity together. Then that is Sattva-guna. And without Sattva-guna, you can't make anything in the universe. So these gunas or qualities or properties come together, and three balls, imagine, representing Sattva, Tama, and Rajaguna, they are oscillating continuously. In 14th century, Vigana Vikshu and then several other scholars started debating about how their properties would be in Pralaya and Mahapralaya. So one day I will make an episode for 5,000 years how Sattva, Raja, Tama, Guna evolved and its concept regenerated. So Hinduism is not dead. Even now you'll find creation of several scholarly debatable articles that are coming out from the scholars. So after Bhuloka, there is a very similar pronunciation, Bhuvaraloka. What is that? That is when you create Sattva, Tama and assemble together, and this with this triplet, you can create say life, you can create many other things. However, then you go to a completely different universe. In this particular case, when Bhuvaraloka, you can consider it's almost like multiverse. So here you have different physical property, still Sattva, Raja, Tama, Guna and their elementary properties survive. So it's kind of an invariance that comes there. That's why they kept the name also very, very similar. And you see Bhu Loka and say Bhuvar Loka. So word is common between the two. Why? Because sthiti sthiti is a word where what happens is, that prakriti is sattva, raja, tama. Three qualities are equal, so three circles are equal. However, when they start oscillating, we get asymmetry in the universe, and we get samsara. So prakriti becomes samsara. However, that also gives a birth to many different kind of universes or multiverses, where we can find that the elementary properties of Hatha Tamaguna survives. However, in a very different way, very different scale, spatial temporal architectures, you are able to regenerate everything that you created. Or Purusha's mathematical rules also apply everything over there in the multiverse. So that's the difference between with the concept of multiverse also, because the Purusha, the mathematical architecture that governs the universe, proposed by Maharshi Kapil, and then there was some correction by his student Arusi, and Kapila Arusi together built it. So that remains constant in Bhuvar Loka. So after Bhuvar Loka, that is the ninth universe, where you see celestial consciousness. That means imagine that all the galaxies together are actually part of a life form. They are together, then vibrating and completing the mathematical condition for the Purusha, and they are satisfying. They are creating conscious life forms, and then creating the integral part of the Virata Purusha. That is the entire universe, 14 lokas together, creating the life form. So now, after this Bhuva Loka, then we go to Swarga Loka. So Swarga Loka means in this particular level where you need, they call it Moksha Loka. So that means you create independent system. And that is not, because what did we say? That in Atala Loka, sensors were born. When sensors are born, you are sensing different things. So the entities that are created do not have the ability to get rid of the sensory system and become isolated and completely independent entity in the universe, because I have to sense everything around me. So I sense the light, the sound and music and everything coming out all around me. However, at Swarga Loka, that is the 10th Loka, that ability of sensor modifying me, controlling me, regulating me, that ability goes away. So the entities that construct this particular Loka, they don't have the bonding of sensor. That means non-physical, or some part of physical, say in kind of force or other kind of things, which were bonding the system, the lifelike systems or any kind of entities. That is gone. So so at this layer is the birth of many microscopic creature that are conscious. So basically, true consciousness, I mean, we say that we ourselves are conscious, we are in the Bhuloka. However, it is not by Vedic cosmology. So first, microscopic creatures of this moksha, or liberated one. We want to get moksha, but Sargaloka is something like where it is already there. So because we want to go at that level, we want to go to the higher level. But in Sargaloka, this microscopic creatures of this consciousness, which are freely liberated, independent of sensory interactions, they are born. And after that, there is Maharloka. So Maharloka is above Swargaloka, where you see that coexistence of this, say, superconscious elements that has no sensory abilities. Once there is no sensory integration, they go a very different kind of tamaguna. Then it's like almost like quantum features happen. It's like you have many simultaneously many forms or avatars. So I mean, there could be hundreds of Anirvans, and they are all different thing. I can in my mind or something, I can control them, and I can do whatever I want to do. So this kind of ability, this kind of entities, this kind of fundamental properties, I can write mathematical equation for this features. I would love to. So it will be a good equation to represent Loka, where we can generate a replica of many of these. And they will look different morphogenesis wise of particular entity, but they will be making actions following the key properties or selected properties of one entity, almost like um, uh, uh, almost like Vishnu's avatar, taking some of the properties. And when Hanuman came, then Shiva said that, okay, this or Brahma said that, okay, I have to do something about your tail. You will not know your this power or that power, something. So you might think those are nonsense stories. Those are actually the properties of the elements of this Mahaloka. So then after Mahaloka, we go to Gyan Loka. Gyan means knowledge, but however, again that seven number comes back. So Saptarishi is the concept was there. So here you find that Sankhya's philosophy is the greatest contribution I would see in the history of Vedic mathematics, or Sankhya Darshan philosophy is in the Gyan Loka. So here they are arguing that what happens is this pattern of primes or the integers or numbers, the pattern they can do together, that's the Purusha structure, or the ninth, 10th, 10th, 11th, 12th dimensions of primes. So that those entities which are created in the Gyan Loka, they can correct those patterns, mathematical patterns. So you see, you started your journey of creating lokas from non-physical reality, which has nothing to do with space-time that we have. And then slowly you are reaching in the 12th loka, you are reaching to a point when you can regulate Purusha. So Purusha came in Vitala Loka. So that is the sixth loka. However, in the 12th loka, just double there, and you are get the property to edit. That's why I said that loka's concept is very difficult, very difficult. It's keep coming back. So it's as if the seventh layer of aroha and seventh layer of avaroha, they are connected somehow, and then they have kind of a thread-like bonding, two parallel lines, and they have a thread-like bonding. So then after that, you come to Tapaloka. And Tapaloka is kind of where there is the birth and the life and death. This particular concept disappears. You don't have it anymore. So what happens is it's called Bhaibraja. So these are the kind of entities. Every loka entities are given a name, depending on their fundamental properties and functionalities. Then you can understand that connecting these concepts with the spiritualism and consciousness blindly is an insult to all this hard work that the people have done. So life and birth, that cycle disappears. You see, I said aroha and avaroha. You see, Aroha was from Patala Loka to Atala Loka, and then Abaraha is from, say, Bhuloka, and we will go to Sattaloka. So Abaraha means slowly we are getting rid of everything that we created. And after Tapaloka, that is the 13th loka, where we get rid of life, birth, everything. So it becomes very slow. You can understand. And then we reach Sattaloka. That is also called also a part of Brahma Loka, where everything is eternal. So there is nothing. So they say the spiritual people, they say Brahma lives there, Saraswati with Saraswati, and then other things. Of course, Saraswati is the daughter of Brahma, and Saraswati was also wife of Brahma. So people say nonsense things because when you have no life, no death, it is the duality of a static something, where there is no change, nothing, and there is. Imagine you have absolutely black. Black means everything. Okay, so black is not that bad and dirty. So black, and you have a white dot in it. So that is kind of the existence of the whole Brahman Saraswati. And you can say Patala Loka is white screen and a black dot. So this is all I wanted to say, because the video is getting longer. So today I have given a very brief introduction of 14 lokas, and how from fastest to the slowest, and then different architecture of time is regulating them. And so in the next video, I will come and I will explain more and more about the Vedic astronomy, and you will understand that there is no point, no need to insult all these great rishis and scholars with by saying spiritualism, spiritualism, spiritualism. Of course, those who want to do spiritualism, they can, but there is a science behind it.